Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be giving you my thoughts and overall review on the latest and frankly kind of underwhelming episode of AMC's Fear the Walking Dead. Dropped its newest episode today. It won't be dropping technically until next week on AMC, but I watched it today on AMC Plus. So be warned, of course, spoilers abound in this video because there's a lot to talk about and unload here. So that being said, spoiler warning is issued. Let's get back to it. I guess this is the 100th episode of the series in total, which would usually be, I feel like, should have been commemorated with either a major character death or an impressive, memorable action sequence involving walkers, but we got neither. Although this did have nice ensemble moments here and there. By ensemble, I mean it was nice to see a majority of characters. There was one thing I really did enjoy about this episode, and I'm so happy he's come back into the fold and he's reunited with everybody. We got the return of Josiah LaRue, the twin brother of the bounty hunter who Morgan faced off against way back in the beginning of season 6. And we saw him earlier this year in an episode halfway through the season, and unfortunately he lost poor Rufus the dog, but it was Rufus's death that made him kind of snap out of his vengeance trance against Morgan. So now he's with the group again, so that's great. I was kind of feeling annoyed with how unbelievably stubborn and persistent Alicia was being this whole episode, and frankly I was getting increasingly more suspicious that the girl in the mask was not real. It was a figment of her imagination or her own subconscious. Turned out to be both. And then, of course, when the big reveal came that it was her, like it was Alicia as a younger little girl, I'm like, saw it coming. You know, it's like, oh my God, what a surprise. Ooh. But it's like, I totally saw it coming, so it wasn't shocking to me at all. But I guess they needed something to represent her subconscious, which is, you can't die yet until you've done everything you possibly can to save as many people as you can, which I guess includes Strand. I do like how this episode did set up a redemption arc for Strand, and hopefully they stick to it this time. So hopefully he'll finish off the season in next week's season finale as more of a likable character than the asshole villain he was for a majority of this season. Because I did like the tenderness between him and Alicia. She sent him off when she was so convinced she was going to die. And then when we saw her wake up on the beach again, once again talking to her imaginary subconscious self, she looked a hell of a lot better physically, not as pale or as dying. So was all she needed was a little rest with the combination of the drugs June pumped her up with? Is that what staved off the infection? Because it feels like if they were going to kill her off, they would have killed her off. And for a minute there, I thought they were. I thought she was really going to blow her own brains out with that damn gun. But part of me wanted to see it happen, but a part of me didn't. I was very torn about it. And then so by the end of it, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm glad that she didn't go out that way. Because if you're going to kill her off like that, no. And thankfully they didn't. In fact, nobody died in this episode. We got a glimpse of everybody in this episode, which I thought was great. So it was mostly an Alicia and Strand episode, but there were moments scattered throughout where it felt like the whole cast was there, or they were there, which I enjoyed quite a bit. But as a 100th episode of a show, it just frankly felt a bit underwhelming. There were parts and scenes that I liked, but other than that, I was kind of left with feeling meh. Now, thankfully, the next episode should be a hell of a lot better and a big improvement over this episode, as it is going to be the season finale, where we should see the return of a certain once thought to be dead character coming back into the fold. So that should be exciting. So I'm looking forward to that at least. So overall, though, not a terrible episode, not a great episode, but I guess a meh episode. So I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. How did you guys feel about this episode? I'd like to hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome rest of your night. The Season 7 finale for Fear the Walking Dead drops next week on AMC Plus, and then a week later on AMC, the channel on TV. Have a great one, everyone. Thanks for watching. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.